time to start brewing my own booch. All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's a Monday afternoon. Just got back from the wood shop, and as you can see, I just got some booch supplies. Something I've been talking about doing for a long time, but it's time to finally start brewing my own booch. Kombucha, that is. So I got a kit that just arrived. I've got a few bottles for once it's finally fermented. Let's take a look what I got in this little thing. It's not super hot out today, but it's still humid, so let's get in some a bit more summer appropriate attire here, and then let's start brewing some booch. So what's good, everybody? Where's my flippy screen? My tilty flippy. So, got a couple packages here. Give you a little peek at what this guy is. Open this one after the fact. This one, you can probably tell what it is by the size, but I showed you guys recently that I started collecting the pop figures, and I forgot that I won a bid on eBay for this little guy. I got him for $250, so. Another little one for the pile. I grew up on animated Batman series, so. I mentioned to you guys the other day that I was gonna start brewing my own kombucha, because I am a bit of a kombucha fiend. I absolutely love it. It makes me feel amazing, and it's actually pretty damn delicious too. So, hang on a second, I gotta grab some dabs. So if you've ever drank kombucha before, you might know it's a bit expensive. So that was why I found out about possibility of brewing it myself. So I did a bit of research, and like I kind of mentioned last vlog, I found out about how easy it was to brew it from It's Alive on Bon Appetit, and did a little look into it. Amazon had a brew your own bucha box. So we're gonna check that out and start brewing our first batch today. I got to have a little bit of Pineapple Express before we start. So it was really interesting to watch over the weekend that this was the first time that resell has completely flopped on Yeezys. I mean, it's always been on the decline over the past bit, but with the butters, which I managed to cop for myself because I really wanted a pair. Super easy cop, by the way. Goes hand in hand with what I'm talking about is that the demand seems to be not as high as it once was, which is good because they're releasing a lot more pairs. It seems to be that Kanye is going with his original word on the fact that he wanted to be able to get everybody who wanted to have a pair of Yeezys to be able to get a pair of Yeezys. So mine should be here in the next couple days, and we'll take a quick little look at those guys. Won't go too in depth, but for now, let us take a look at this booch kit. Okay, so inside this box, thank you for your purchase, blah, 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 blah. Ooh. So here is the SCOBY itself. That gelatinous puck that's floating around inside this liquid. And so a SCOBY, which stands for Symbiotic Culture of Bacteria and Yeast, is a syntrophic mixture culture generally associated with kombucha production. So basically this little puck, you start feeding it black tea and sugar, and then it gives off certain bacteria which ends up becoming bacteria that's needed to ferment and to make booch. A little step-by-step guide. Looks like everything else is inside this big old jar. Okay, so in this big 4-liter jar is all the necessary things for my first 2 batches. So it comes with 2 packs of pre-measured black tea, which is part of what you feed to the SCOBY, 2 pre-measured bags of organic sugar. Inside this bag is elastic band, 2 disposable tea bags, and a cloth cover, a little brew your booch tag on it, a pipette straw, and a little metal mesh strainer. Okay, so now I've got all my basic ingredients. Okay, well, I'm gonna read over the rest of this instructions, make sure I know what the heck I'm doing. Maybe watch one more little video on it, and we'll start brewing some booch. Yeah. Ugh. weird looking. But that's the whole point of this, is that this guy breeds some amazing bacteria for your gut. And our gut has just as many neurons as our brain apparently, so it's kind of like our second brain. So we got to get some proper bacteria in there. Okay, so I essentially just made sweet tea. Now I gotta let it cool down a bit because you don't want to burn the SCOBY when you put it inside the hot water. Now I just do the waiting game and then throw the SCOBY in it, and then I think that seal it up and let it chill for like 6-7 days. Weird shit. Temperature gauge showed up, it's right there. So it was a lot warmer than I thought. Gotta wait till it's down about here. Okay, if you're wondering what the hell I'm doing here with all these little bits, it's just kind of a way I always figure things out in my head as far as space goes. I make measurements of the exact area, and then I make measurements of the things I need to put in said area, and then I cut them all out and I move them all around in a small little physical space. Like so. So I think I'm gonna keep the desk there in the back wall, and then I got some other things I'm gonna move around. And so of course I come in, and it's just shoes everywhere right now. So I gotta get a bunch of the shit sold and a bunch of this stuff cleared out and that taken down, and then curtain, and so many things to do, but I think it's gonna be a slow process. I gotta do kind of things one thing at a time amongst work and everything else. So this will be a bit of a project, but I'm excited to bring this place together and start getting back into making some music again. Still waiting for it to cool down a bit. Okay, it's finally in a good temperature, so it's time to put the SCOBY inside here. Welcome to your new home.
That's your home!
Okay, well that was all actually a lot easier than I had figured. I mean, it's just daunting anytime you're doing something for the first time, but with help of some videos on the internet and just, I mean, the fact that it is actually really easy to do. First batch of booch is underway, and now I gotta let this sit for 6 days, do its thing, give it a taste test, and then bottle it up and let it ferment from there. So now we wait. Okay, so it's pretty much been a jam-packed day, what with being in the shop all day, brewing up my first batch of booch, getting the studio layout kind of figured out, and right now I gotta actually get to do some actual practicing. If any of you don't know, if you're new to the channel, or if you, I don't know, maybe just aren't aware, music was pretty much my life for like the first probably 20 years at least. Played in bands seriously from like 13 to 15 onwards, and then I eventually went to school for audio engineering, and then for a long time I recorded bands for a living, and then I just basically went through a change of pace, and I just, you know, had to start living life, as that was all that I did for the first portion. And then I kind of leads me to where we are now. You can literally go backwards in my channel. I leave all my videos up and you can see the progression of where I was to where I am now. It's just fun to see all that kind of stuff. So it'll be really interesting. I'm getting back to a lot of that stuff, letting a bunch of my old fans see where I'm at now and letting my old fans, or my new fans, see where I once was. And anyways, yeah. So basically getting back to my first true love, which was always music. Well, I shouldn't say that. My first true love was actually drawing. So I've already gotten back to that one. I'm getting back to my next true love, which was music. So drawing, music, all forms of art that I've just always ridiculously loved. But yeah, I've just really decided that I need to get back to playing for my own well-being and my own good. So I'm going to take my time because my wrists were always extremely shitty through tendonitis, something I've dealt with for over a decade. So it'll be a slow process getting back in, lots of stretching and stuff. And some point this week, I'll restore this one to start. I'm just going to start an ever slow process of restoring all my guitars and getting that second room converted over into a studio. And yeah, just kind of like get back to playing and writing again, because that was just like such a big part of my life that I can't ever stray from. So can't ever run away from your true loves. So I'm excited as fuck to get back into that one. But for now, it's pretty much going to be the end of the day and the end of this vlog. So thank you guys for joining me for the ride. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, and YouTube's doing all sorts of crazy shit, so make sure to ding that bell, because apparently you got to do a few steps now. But I will see you guys in the next vlog, which should be real damn soon. As always, find your passion, create dreams, and let's get it.